Really, he's got a great personality. He's a, funny guy. He's a very smart guy. He's a great negotiator. He loves his people. Not that I'm surprised by that, but he loves his people.
Something tells me our next guest may take issue with some of the president's fawning praise of North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un. Trump's summit this week with the North Korean leader has been lauded by his administration, but those with personal knowledge of that dictatorship and what life is like in North Korea urge the U.S. to tread lightly when it comes to Kim. Yeomoni Park has direct knowledge of the atrocities set forth by the North Korean government. At just 13 years old, she fled her home country of North Korea, trying to escape the regime's grip. Her recently published memoir outlines her journey, and joining me now via Skype, we are lucky to have Yeomoni Park. Yeomoni, it's so great to see you.
Thank you, sir, for having me. It's an honor to be on the show.
So start with a little bit of reaction. The president says that Kim Jong Un loves his people. Was it your experience growing up in North Korea that this was a regime that loved the people of North Korea?
If that was the case, why would I be even here? I would not even escape from the first place. I mean, Kim Jong Un loves his power that country gives him and that power he can get from people. But he doesn't love people. He uses starvation as a tool to control the country. He has enough resources and power to build the nukes, but it doesn't make any sense that he cannot even feed his own people. So it's really, I don't even know where Trump get that idea that Kim Jong-un might love any human being. He kills his own brother, his own half brother. He kills his own uncle to be in that power. So that doesn't look like a love to me.
You've been, of course, very outspoken about your experience, about the human rights atrocities that have been committed in North Korea. And you said that when you saw Kim Jong Un being embraced by the president of South Korea, you wanted to ask the president of South Korea, would you have embraced Hitler? Speak to that.
Yeah. Because I somehow thought when I escaping with everything that I had, it risked my life to come here, is that because I thought there was there was a justice alive in these countries. And when I saw Moon Jae-in was hugging Kim Jong-un, I thought like, how? I mean, word that make things sense, make things right means that murder should be punished. That's what we do to criminals in this country. But how Kim Jong-un is an exception, and Kim Jong-un is not a leader of North Korea. We never elected him to become our president. He got his throne from his father, and his father got his throne from his grandfather. So I don't even know how the world leaders accepting him as a representation of North Korea. And once North Korea opens up, like right now in North Korea, prisoners eating rats, eating snakes, and they get killed and they get executed. And when we go back, and now we are almost in a stage where the world leaders praising him, that how Kim Jong-un runs political prison camps so well, how he effectively kills his own people. And that's what he's praised for at the moment.
What was it like for you growing up as a child in North Korea?
No word can describe what it feels like to be in North Korea, but if I can try my best, is that seeing that the body is understood is a normal thing, because I had to learn what compassion was when I escaped first time in North Korea, like seeing that the bodies and our human lives treated less value than any animals. So like for instance, the execution my mom wanted to see was a man got killed for eating a cow, because cow was owned by the government, and he had a like malnutrition and TB, so he was eating cow and that was his crime. And those conditions of concentration camp is very resembled to Nazi Germany, the Holocaust.
And your own father was sent to one of those prison camps.
Yeah, he didn't send to political prison camp, but he went to normal prison. That was more than 10 years he was sentenced. And even that, we don't have, like, I never knew what lawyer was. In North Korea, there's no lawyers for defending our individual rights.
We had a guest on the show this week named Ambassador Detrani, who was previously U.S. Ambassador to North Korea. And he was actually hopeful that Kim Jong Un may want to open up the country, that he may want a different direction for the nation. Do you have any of that hope?
I don't disagree that we should have diplomatic relationship, but what does that mean? The diplomatic relationship based on the sake of this type of diplomacy, which we had in 2000, the South Korean President Kim Dae-jung, he initiated a peace talk with North Korea, which he was awarded for the Nobel Peace Prize. If that diplomatic relationship worked, then why are we here 18 years later? So we know that diplomacy, just sake of diplomacy wouldn't work, and it will not solve any problem. North Korea will not be this way for like 70 years. So I think when we engage in North Korea, we have to tackle the hardest thing first, which is a human right.
You've been really outspoken, Yeonmi, and I know you have family who are still in North Korea. Are you concerned for their safety at all?
Oh yeah, I don't even know if they are alive. There's no way for me to write letters. There's no internet. Their phones cannot make the international phone calls. And since I spoken out, the regime portrayed them in the propaganda video, which you can find on the YouTube. And they, of course, threatened me and killed me, but I did not know that my 13-year-old experience of North Korea was enough to threaten all my relatives back in North Korea.
Yeonmi, thank you so much for your courage, and thank you so much for giving us your insights on what's going on in North Korea and how you view the developments with President Trump. We're so grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
We have more Rising coming up.